We're kind of running a little short on board members. Two of them are out, but the diehards are here. Okay. We call to order at 6:03, and we are in open session. Can I have a motion and a second to move into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
All right. In closed session, we expect to discuss, as provided by law, the following are the items for discussion and consideration at the closed session of the board meeting: public employee employment discipline, dismissal, release, reassignment of employees per Government Code 54957, student expulsions, reinstatements, and expulsion enrollments, conference with labor negotiators, agency designated representative Edward D'Souza, acting superintendent, lead personnel agents Rhonda Kramer, Roxanne Dominguez, and Armando Ortega, personnel services. Employee organizations, California School Employees Association, Chapter 203, and Rialto Education Association, Communication Workers of America, and pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 Delta and/or Delta 3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure litigation, number of potential claims 1, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, paragraph 1, subdivision D, Delta, of section 54956.9, CIVSB 2222968 versus Rialto Unified School District, claim number 222314. Comments on closed session agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on closed session agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Dr. D'Souza? Do we have it? Okay. Vote by board members all at once to go into closed session. Aye?
Aye.
Thank you. It is 6:05.
Saida, what brand is this?
Okay, we're on the air. Okay, we are back, and we are about to adjourn closed session. If I can have a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Vote by board members all at once. Aye.
Aye.
Time is 7:06. Okay, open session reconvened at 7:06. And Pledge of Allegiance. Officer, would you do the honors?
Absolutely.
Into the microphone, please.
Everyone, please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could give your name and basically your position.
My name's Officer Gabriel Rodriguez. I'm a patrol officer with the safety department in Rialto.
Thank you. Okay. Dr. D'Souza, are you ready with report out of closed session?
Yes, in closed session, the Board of Education took action to settle CIVS B2222968, Superior Court of California, San Bernardino County, claim number RM 222314, in exchange for a full release of any and all liability claims. The motion was approved by Ms. Dominguez, seconded by Ms. O'Kelly, Mr. Martinez, yea, Dominguez, yea, and O'Kelly, yea. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointments of Cynthia Latham, Middle School Assistant Principal, effective July 1st, 2024, Joseph Martinez, aye, Evelyn Dominguez, aye, and Nancy O'Kelly, aye. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Melissa Cromos, Middle School Assistant Principal, effective July 1, 2024. The roll call was unanimous. Joe Martinez, aye. Evelyn Dominguez, aye. Nancy O'Kelly, aye. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Stephen DeFrancis, Middle School Assistant Principal, effective July 1, 2024. The roll call vote was unanimous. Joseph Martinez, aye. Evelyn Dominguez, aye. Nancy O'Kelly, aye. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Joy Bryson, Elementary School Assistant Principal, effective July 1, 2024. The roll call vote was as follows. Joseph Martinez, aye. Evelyn Dominguez, aye. Nancy O'Kelly, aye. And that's all, President Martinez.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. D'Souza. Okay, before we adopt the agenda, we have a bunch of changes. Okay, prior to adoption of the agenda, note to self. Okay. The following comments will be heard after, I repeat, after the discussion and action items, which are C1, C3, C4, and C5. So public comments not on the agenda, comments from association executive board members, comments from acting superintendent, comments from members of the Board of Education. Also, the following items will be pulled and brought back for approval at the next board meeting. Those are E314, renewal agreement with SAC Health, E61, minutes of the regular meeting held June 12th, and F26, adopt resolution number 232474, remuneration. At my request, these things have been changed, mostly the comments. As you can see, we're down 2 board members. The board members are here. We're all in, let's see,
Dominguez.
toothache.
Oral surgery.
Yeah, we're all hurting. So let's leave it at that. Okay, so we move back to adoption of the agenda. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
I second.
Thank you. All at once, vote by board members.
Aye.
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 Thank you. We have no nays, no abstentions, but we have 2 absent. Presentation B1, California Dashboard, Rialto Unified School District, Local Indicators, presented by Paulina Villalobos, an agent, Academic Technology. I understand Dr. Villalobos is, no, okay,
No, not yet.
not yet. Working on it.
Not yet. Perfect. Good evening, Board of Education, President Martinez, Dr. D'Souza, Innovation Team, and viewing audience. My name is Paulina Villalobos, and I am the agent of Academic Technology. Tonight is a requirement that we present information regarding the local indicators that will be part of the 2024 California Dashboard. The California Dashboard is comprised of both state and local indicators. These are metrics that provide parents and educators with information on school and district progress. On the left-hand side are the state indicators that are automatically added to the California Dashboard. On the right-hand side are the local indicators. They include basics, implementation of academic standards, family engagement, a local climate survey, and access to a broad course of study. It is the district's responsibility to reflect on the local indicators each year. Priority 1 is basic services and conditions at school. This priority is tied to our Williams visits. Part 1 is the number or percentage of students without access to their own copies of instructional materials. And for this part, there were no findings. The second part of this priority is the number of identified cases where facilities do not meet the good repair standard. And from the 22-23 annual report, there was a total of 68 good repair facility deficiencies, which included 29 remedied before the Williams visit ended, and 39 outstanding deficiencies. Since then, all of the outstanding deficiencies have been resolved. The next indicator is priority 2, implementation of state academic standards. For this priority, we must use the state self-reflection tool to determine the phase of standards implementation across the subject areas. The 5-point rubric is shown on this slide, with phase 1 representing the exploration and research phase, and phase 5 representing full implementation with sustainability. To gather data, a survey was sent to teachers after spring break. And here are the results of our standards implementation. The table shows where each of the subject areas were rated across the 5 parts of this priority. The number of participants for each of the subject areas is shown in parentheses. The next indicator is priority 3, family engagement. This priority asks us to measure our progress in seeking input from families in decision-making and promoting participation in programs. A survey was used to collect information from staff and families. Here are the results for part 1, building relationships. This part focuses on creating welcoming environments for our families. For this area, families express satisfaction with the level of involvement at their respective schools, with many praising the communication, staff, and welcoming environment. Next, we have the results for part 2, building partnerships for student outcomes. This is information, policies, and support for both staff and families to help build those partnerships. For this area, families praise the district's communication efforts, the availability of workshops, and the use of technology to keep them informed. Finally, here are the results for part 3, seeking input for decision-making. This is disseminating information and building the capacity of staff and families to make decisions. For these prompts, families mentioned that they value clear, timely communication and want to feel included in their school community. The next indicator is priority 6, school climate. For this indicator, districts are required to conduct an annual student climate survey and specifically examine the outcomes related to a student's sense of belonging and how they feel about their school's climate. On this slide, you see both this year's and last year's results for sense of belonging and school climate. The first column are the fall results, and the second column are the spring results. From the data, we've noticed that students in grades 3 through 5 demonstrated strong feelings of belonging and positive perceptions of their school climate. and that students in grades 6 through 12 reported lower satisfaction in both sense of belonging and school climate. However, this is typical for students in this age group as they transition from elementary school to middle and high school. Finally, the priority asks us to identify the actions that the district will take in response to the data. Some of the actions we'll focus on include to continue to provide support to school sites with the implementation of their social emotional learning and restorative practices, and to continue staff training and professional development in the areas of restorative practices, social emotional learning, and culturally linguistically responsive teaching. Our final indicator is priority 7, access to a broad course of study. This priority asks us to ensure that students have access to not only their core classes, but the opportunity to take classes that they're interested in, including visual and performing arts, career technical education or CTE classes, foreign language, and elective classes. This table is an example of the data we review each year to determine if students had access to a broad course of study. The table displays the 22-23 12th grade cohort, summarized by graduation rate, CTE pathway completion, and A through G rate. After reviewing the data, we noticed that students struggle with their 9th and 10th grade English classes. For graduation rate, there has been positive growth across all of our student groups since the pandemic. And for the college and career indicator, the number of students completing a CTE pathway has increased over the past few years. In order to continue the work on this priority, students' 4-year plans are a critical milestone. The 4-year plans that students create during their 8th grade year offer the best impact on all of our metrics. Building semester and annual revisions of the plans will allow students to take ownership of their education and allow them the opportunity to adjust their plans if needed. With the guidance of counselors and teachers, the 4-year plans are one of the best ways to ensure students have access to a broad course of study. This concludes the presentation of the local indicators. Are there any questions?
Okay. Thank you very much. I
You're
don't
welcome.
see any questions.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you and the report. Okay, the comments section, C, got moved all the way to the back. And again, the reason for that move is in case any of the board members have to leave, as I mentioned, none of us are 100% tonight. Okay. E, consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action. A
Sorry,
motion-
Board President. I think we're gonna do comments on the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yes, on the agenda.
So there's one item on the agenda by Paula Bailey.
Good evening, Dr. D'Souza, board members, cabinet, and viewing audience. I do want to say that I also had something that was off the agenda.
Yeah, we're only doing on the agenda right
You're
now.
doing first? Okay. Usually it's the other way, so I was a little confused. I normally don't have to come up here and talk about something that I'm not happy about, but in going over the agenda, E3.23 is approval of a renewal agreement with Care Solace. I personally have had experience with this organization, and I've had, there's many others that were in the district that staff and so forth that had this similar experience, and it was not very favorable. The communication, the customer service, all around, I ended up just basically taking, we were given the information and then just going around it, went to the insurance company and went through Connect IE and so forth. And I got much further than not getting a phone call back from this agency. So unless something is seriously changed within the school year, it is not something I'm happy to see that anybody else may potentially experience, since I wasn't the only one and others were. So I ask that, another dive into that be looked at, because they're a referral source bank, and there's many agencies out there that they're referring to, and we're talking about our kids, and they need services now or yesterday. And having an organization that doesn't have favorable customer service is definitely not something I would like to see our school district investing money into. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. D'Souza, is this time sensitive?
Let me ask Mr. Perez, can you comment on that?
It's not time sensitive at this time.
Okay, could you bring something back? I mean, at no cost this year, in the next 3 years, looking at the budget, I feel that no cost is important. But if we have other vendors that we can look at, if you could please look at them and bring them to the board.
Will do.
Could you also include what is the process of after they're done with this program, how do we follow up with them? And as well, how do we track our students, and what support do we give them after they're done with their solos? Because I actually did want to pull this item for discussion.
Sounds received.
Okay. You wanted to pull it? I wanted to already pull it just because we're having it looked at. So pulling item E23.
3.23.
3.2?
3.23.
3.2, okay. Okay. I don't see that here.
It's E3, it's on page 12, E3.23.
Okay, got it.
It's the second one on the top.
There it is. Okay, E.3.23 is being pulled. Okay. Is that the end of, on the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
it. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. D'Souza. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, can I have a motion and a second on consent calendar items?
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. Do we have any pulls or discussion items?
just
Well,
the one.
3.23.
Yeah. that
Okay,
one.
other than that.
And just the one that was pulled when we adopted the agenda,
And we
3.14.
also- And we also pulled E 3.14, E 6.1, and F.26. Okay. All right, seeing no other pulls or discussion. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Thank you, Board. Okay, F, discussion action items. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And this is F1, extend RFP, Ryan's 2023-2024-03 tortilla product to Sunrise Produce for the 2024-2025 school year. Okay, and this is to approve the first extension of RFP Ryan's 2023-2024-03 tortilla products with Sunrise Produce for the purchase of tortilla products for the 2024-2025 fiscal year, effective July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. All terms and conditions will remain the same pertaining to the extension option in the current agreement. Cost to be determined at the time of purchases and to be paid from Cafeteria Fund 13. Questions or comments? Okay,
Move
Ms.
to
O'Kelly?
approve.
I'm sorry?
Second,
Okay, we already had that.
Oh,
How do you vote, Ms. O'Kelly?
aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Passes. F2, award bid number 232423 for SPED building, special ed building, roof repairs to Foam Experts Roofing, Inc. Motion and second, please.
So, second.
Thank you. This is to award bid number 232423 for special ed building roof repairs to Foam Experts Roofing, Inc. for a total cost of $70,884, which includes a $6,444 allowance for unforeseen conditions and to be paid from the general fund, routine repair maintenance account. Questions, comments?
Well, the sped building was just built, right?
Yes.
So why does it already need a new roof?
It's the building in back, so they gutted it and renovated, so to speak.
They took the whole roof off?
The insides.
Mr. Harris, do you want to
Okay.
comment on that?
You're correct, Ms. O'Kelly. It was recently renovated. Oh, don't push it. You're correct, Ms. O'Kelly. It was recently renovated. However, the existing roof was not part of that scope.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are we good to go?
Yep.
Okay, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F3, authorization to use intergovernmental contracts during the 2024-2025 school year. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. To approve the list of intergovernmental contracts for the 2024-2025 school year at a cost to be determined at the time of purchase and to be paid from various funds. Questions or comments? Seeing none, how do you vote, O'Kelly?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F4, authorize the purchase and warranty of office and classroom furniture from Steelcase, Inc., utilizing California Multiple Award Schedule, CMOS, number 424-2-1048. Motion second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And this is to approve the use of California Multiple Award Schedule, number 4-24-02-1048 from Steelcase, Inc., at a cost to be determined at the time of purchase and to be paid using various funds. Questions or comments, Board? Seeing none, Ms. O'Kelly,
Aye.
Dominguez,
Aye.
and myself, aye. F5, authorize the purchase and warranty of school and instructional supplies and athletic equipment and supplies from school specialty utilizing CMOS number 4-24-04-1054 and 4-24-04-1056. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to approve the use of California Multiple Award Schedule number 4-24-04-1054 and 4-24-04-1056 from School Specialty LLC at a cost to be determined at the time of purchase and to be paid using various funds. Questions or comments, Board? Seeing none, how do you vote, Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F6, approval of RFP 2023/2024-37, grocery product and related items by the Riverside School District on behalf of the Inland Empire Buying Collective Purchasing Group for the vendors listed in the 2024-2025 school year. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to approve the award of request for proposals 2023/24-37 grocery products and related items to Gold Star Foods, Inc., Lowy Enterprises doing business as Sunrise, Clearbrook Farms, and Cisco Riverside, Inc., effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost to be determined at the time of purchase and to be paid from the Cafeteria Fund 13. Questions or comments? Seeing none, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F7, renewal of RFP number 222304, snack food and beverages bid by the Moreno Valley Unified School District on behalf of the Inland Empire Buying Collective Purchasing Group to the vendors listed for the 24-25 school year. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to approve the first extension of RFP number 22-23-04, snack food and beverages with Gold Star Foods, Inc. and Lowy Enterprises doing business as Sunrise Products for the purchase of snack food and beverages products for the 2024-25 fiscal year, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost to be determined at the time of purchases and to be paid from the Cafeteria Fund 13. A 5% price increase was approved, and all terms and conditions will remain the same pertaining to the extension option in the current agreement. Questions or comments? Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. This is to approve a deductive change order and file a notice of completion for Sunset Electrical Contractors, Inc. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Approve the change orders for Sunset Electrical Contractors, Inc., number 1 in the amount of $61,181.86, and deductive change order number 2 in the amount of $18,818.14 for the unused allowance, and revise the awarded contract amount from $933,252 to $914,433.86 to be returned to the general fund, ELOP, except the work completed on June 20th, 2024 by Sunset Electrical Contractors, Inc. for the installation of a new audiovisual system at Bemis, Dullahan, Dunn, Hughbanks, Kelly, Myers, Simpson, and Trapp Elementary Schools, and authorize the district staff to file a notice of completion with the San Bernardino County Recorder with no fiscal impact. Questions or comments? Okay, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F9, approve a contract date correction with the agreement with Think Together to provide after-school education and safety program. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. To correct the dates of the original agreement with Think Together to provide the after-school educational safety ACES program at 18 elementary and 5 middle school sites in the district, effective August 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $3,711,559.04, and to be paid from the ACES grant fund. Questions or comments?
I just can't wait to see what stuff they're going to do this year. I'm happy. I love this program.
I second that. Okay, no further comments or questions. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F10. Approve RFP number 23-24-17, FN, distribution of USDA foods and commercial products by Chino USD on behalf of the Inland Empire Buying Collective to Gold Star Foods, Inc., Sunrise Produce, and KB Foods Distribution, Inc. for the 24-25 school year, although it doesn't say school year. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And this item is effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost to be determined at the time of purchase and to be paid from Cafeteria Fund 13. Questions, comments? O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F11, approve an amendment to the agreement with Dynamic Education Services, Inc. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Provide compensatory educational support and supplemental special services effective June 27th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024, and increase of the original agreement of $50,000 by an additional $30,000 for a total cost not to exceed $80,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Seeing none, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F12, approve an amendment with Behavioral Autism Therapies, LLC. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And this is to approve the cost increase of the original agreement of $1,140,000 by an additional $100,000 effective June 27th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024, for a total cost not to exceed $1,240,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Okay, these dates are like for 3 days, an additional $100,000. Is that correct, Dr. D'Souza?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 3 days.
Yeah, so, Ms. Norberto, can you address that? Or
Is that
Ms.
supposed to be
Dr. Scott?
2025?
No, the dates are correct due to the fact that we're closing out the 23-24 year. Therefore, it needs to be closed at the end of the school year.
So we're increasing by $100,000,
Before
and
the-
that bigger number is the new cost it will be.
Correct.
This is cumulative through the year then?
That is correct. We needed to increase the amount.
Okay, so it's not just for that 3-day section.
Right.
That is correct. That is
I
correct.
want that job.
Yeah, so do I.
The next item is
I
like that.
third that.
Yeah. Okay, questions or comments, board? Okay, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F13, approve an amendment to the agreement with Autism Spectrum Intervention Services and Training Assist. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Amend the agreement effective June 27th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024, and increase the original agreement of $600,000 by an additional $700,000 for a total cost not to exceed $300,000. I'll reread, $1,300,000, and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Dr. D'Souza, this is the same situation?
Same situation, yeah.
Okay. Vote by O'Kelly,
Aye.
Dominguez,
Aye.
and myself, aye. F14, approve a renewal agreement with the Stepping Stones Group LLC, Special Services. Motion and second, board.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to provide coverage for various professional positions such as school psychologists, speech pathologists, speech and language pathologist assistants, and intensive individual support for students with an individualized education program effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 at a cost not to exceed $700,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Hearing none, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
Myself, aye. F15, approve a renewal agreement with Stepping Stones Group LLC, Health Services. Motion and second, board.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Provide nursing support for students with individualized education programs and health care plans effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 at a cost not to exceed $114,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Okay, O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F16, excuse me a second.
Was that pulled? Was that pulled? F16? No, okay.
I think it was F26.
26.
Okay, F16, approve a renewal agreement with Curls, Coils, and Crowns. Motion and second, Board.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Provide a social emotional enrichment program at 19 elementary schools and 5 middle schools for African American girls effective August 5, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 at a cost not to exceed $199,998 and to be paid from the General Fund ELOP. Questions or comments, Board?
I just have a question.
Yes.
Do we provide this program or a similar program for our high school girls?
So currently, there is no high school program, but for this upcoming approval will include all of the middle schools and elementaries now.
Okay, can we look into including our high school girls, just because, I mean, they do also need support, and that encouragement as well. We want to spread this positivity throughout the whole district.
I will look into it as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F17, approve a renewal agreement with Limonix, Inc. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Purchase the Go Guardian platform for all 1st through 8th grade students, effective July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $60,000 and to be paid from Site General Fund, Title I. Questions or comments? Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F18, approve a renewal agreement with Woodspring Suites doing business as Cape Town Hotel. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Provide an adequate living facility for Rialto Unified School District unsheltered students at the Woodspring Suites DBA Cape Town Hotel, effective July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $225,000 and to be paid from the General Fund, Title IV. Questions or comments? Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F19, approve a renewal agreement with Open Arms. Motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, the with got me too. Okay. Provide intensive case management, outreach, and supportive housing services to Rialto Unified School District families effective July 1, 2024 through June 28, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $183,750 and to be paid from the General Fund, LCFF. Questions or comments? Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F20, approve a renewal agreement with Epic Special Education Staffing. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to provide health services to ensure compliance mandates for the 24-25 school year, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $350,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments? Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F21, approve a renewal agreement with Mindfulness in Motion, Inc. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to provide occupational therapy direct services and assessments that are congruent with students' individual education plan during the 2024-2025 school year, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $50,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments? Seeing none, Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
Myself, aye. F22, approve the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, Title II, Adult Education and Family Literacy Act grant. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. This is to approve the preliminary Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, Title II, Adult Education and Family Literacy Act grant, effective July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, in the amount of $218,769. Questions or comments?
Is this incongruent with our USC program or is this separate?
I think this is adult education.
Adult? Okay.
Okay. How do you vote, Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F23, adopt Rialto Unified School District's Local Control Accountability Plan, LCAP, for fiscal year 2024-2025. Motion and second,
So
please.
moved.
Second?
For the purpose of identifying and meeting annual goals for all students, with specific actions and services to address state and local priorities. Questions or comments, board?
I do want to thank our multilingual department for getting their hands in there and digging in there and being able to translate this LCAP as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So our families are able to be more involved in their child's education and be a part of this LCAP process. So thank you, Dr. Madrid and her team, for putting your hands in and digging in and being part of the community and just doing what we got to do. So thank you for that.
We got it done in 2 days.
So awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, don't give them decaf.
Decaf doesn't exist in Rialto.
Yeah, it doesn't work well. Okay, other questions or comments? Okay, just wanted to thank the community for becoming more active in getting with the LCAP community, I guess. We've had trouble in the past, but I think we're on track now. Thank you, team. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F24, adoption of budget for fiscal year 2024-2025. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Adopt fiscal year 2024-2025 budget, including commitment of funds and all stated conditions for the following funds: general, adult education, child development, cafeteria, deferred maintenance, building fund, capital facilities, state school building and modernization, special reserve, bond interest and redemption, and other enterprise fund. Okay, questions or comments?
Just hope we have a good year.
Just a quick comment on the budget. Okay, in the budget binder, or available online for download, look, search for the MYP, which is a multi-year projection. Page 1 of the unrestricted. Flip the page over, and here's where I wish to point to things that are good but dismaying for the next couple of years. Okay, item E as in Echo, B as in Bravo. I'm sorry, E as in Echo, 1, General Fund, B as in Bravo, Reserve for Economic Uncertainties, number 9789. $17,631,202 is our mandated reserve. The ending budget for the year is identical, the identical number, which means we have zero leeway, no wiggle room. And unfortunately, the next 2 years are identical. So for all staff, in F, in assumptions, the district will restore the transfer of salaries from restricted to unrestricted funds in fiscal year 2025-26 after utilizing expired one-time funds in fiscal year 24-25. Okay, here's the part that is dismaying. Because of the funds expiring, the Board of Education will implement a reduction plan to ensure fiscal solvency in subsequent fiscal years. So, good news and bad news. We're okay, but there's no extras. Baby isn't going to get 2 pairs of shoes this year. All right. Okay, other comments or questions? Okay, Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F25, adopt resolution number 232473, order of election and specifications of the election order. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And do we have questions or comments? We have 3 members up for election, Ms. O'Kelly, myself, and Dr. Lewis. So this is just saying that we're letting the registrar of voters know all the standings and everything that's pertaining to the upcoming election, November 5th, if I remember right. Okay, other questions or comments? Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dominguez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. F26, we are pulling, and that's adopt resolution remuneration. So that is pulled. Making a note. F27, reinstatements. Okay, do we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And how do you vote, Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye on all of them.
Okay, Dominguez?
Aye on all of them.
And myself, aye on all of them. Okay, we are not up for adjournment. We are moving on to comments. Public comments not on the agenda.
So we have 3 of them. So first we have Maurice Bowers, Family Literacy Program.
Good evening, everyone. I had the privilege of being invited to celebrate my friend and her completion of the Rialto Unified School District's Family Literacy Program in partnership with USC this past Saturday. As an alumnus of this district, it was exciting to come and see the culmination of such an opportunity intended to enrich the skills and abilities of parents while also supporting their child or children's academic growth. I applaud both Rialto Unified School District and USC for coming together to help advance the economic future of this community by ensuring necessary literacy skills are a part of the foundation of both individual and family success. Being employed as an administrative professional within higher education, I understand the importance of assisting students continuing their academic journey but find themselves having difficulties keeping up with course text or presentations due to having subpar reading levels, which in turn often results in failed coursework and subsequent withdrawal. Thank you for creating a program that increases intergenerational literacy and redesigns cultural influence by helping high school graduates have a diploma of value, not just a participation certificate. My reason for visiting this evening's board meeting is to address a moment within the celebration that did not sit well with me. Having an understanding that the ethnic enrollment data for this district reflects over 86% of the Latinx population, I was impressed that the majority of the 109 participants reflected such a presence. The program was executed with speeches and acknowledgments that are par for the course of such a celebration. However, the end of the program had a black male district student perform a selection that was reminiscent of a minstrel show or a Sambo image. For those unaware, Sambo is a caricature reference supported by the notion of being a jolly, overgrown child, which is on display in theatrical productions in times past and present, primarily done in and representing the antebellum South. I'm not here to characterize this district or respective leadership in a negative fashion, but I'm here to indicate that a grave disservice was done in terms of a performance meant to conclude such festivities. The young man should not have been used in such a way that left those of us witnessing it to be disappointed or to feel as if we were being mocked. The song selection by itself didn't deliver a positive message for all in attendance to remember, but it did leave an impression that we are seen more as a prop or for folly. The tap dancing and shuffles, the top hat, and overall presentation came across distasteful. The district students should be apologized to, and those in attendance should receive the same acknowledgement for such a gross display of entertainment. It would be my sincere hope that future activities, ceremonies, and/or productions from this district will be reviewed carefully and considered for the content delivered. If the intended message is to show the failings of community and/or the nation's past, such a presentation
I'm
should
sorry,
reflect those
your
actions.
time is up.
Thank you.
Got the gist of it. Thank you for bringing that up. Next.
Paula Bailey.
Good evening once again, board members, cabinet, and viewing audience. So, you guys confused me earlier. I always like to start out with the positive, and I just want to give a message moving forward into the summer, getting ready for the new school year. And the best way to look at it is, what does IKE stand for? Integrity, kindness, eagerness to learn. So moving forward with integrity, intentional actions for a positive outcome, kindness to one another, not everything is intended to be negative, and eagerness to learn from each other and accept that people are out here to do good. And my hope is for this year that I know, since we've had some changes in staff in different schools, that we still do take a moment and think about those who are going to be grieving the loss of those staff members not present. And are we giving them the opportunity to process that loss before it happens? Because we all know in our life when somebody decides to leave that was important to us, or somebody we looked forward to seeing, how does that impact you? Just like every single one of those kids are impacted by, wait, that person was here last year and they left me? That's all I have to say. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, safe 4th of July. And I look forward to seeing you all in the new school year.
Thank you, Ms. Belly. Thank you for bringing that up as well.
We have Michael Montano next.
Good evening, everyone in attendance and viewing audience at home. Michael Montano, teacher and Rialto resident. It's been hot the last week and a half or so, very hot. So again, reminder, please remember to stay hydrated, visit our local libraries, stay cool, read a book. I also wanted to congratulate our parents and teachers that this past Saturday that had the SE reading program celebration, and ask that the district consider maybe using some of those teachers at elementaries to maybe an hour a couple of times a week to give some one-on-one tutoring for our students that need help in reading that aren't quite at grade level. They've been trained. Let's put that training to use. I also got an email forwarded to me from one of the teachers at Boyd Elementary, and so I just like to pass on that they feel they were heard. Other than that, that's it. I hope everybody is enjoying their summer. Oh, one last thing, LA Unified, their board just approved a policy, a zero phone policy during the whole school day, so that we may keep eye on LA Unified and see how that works, where our current most, at least high schools, are just not in the classroom, but lunch and whatever is fine. So maybe let's see how that works for LA Unified, since all the research shows that it heavily impacts our students in a negative way. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That it, Dr.
Yeah, comments from the associations.
Okay. Comments from executive board members. I know I could have read it earlier, huh?
Hello again, Michael Montano, REA Vice President, speaking on behalf of Tobin Brinker, who could not be here tonight. School board members, Acting Superintendent D'Souza, and Board President Martinez. REA President Tobin Brinker could not be here tonight, and he asked me to read the following on his behalf. REA and the district just concluded their negotiations for the 24-25 school year. The tentative agreement included paying teachers the full COLA of 1.07% and not attempting to pass on the 9.99% increase in Kaiser costs to employees. Our members overwhelmingly voted to accept the tentative agreement. Many of our members are hurting financially because we have not recovered from several years of high inflation. Veteran teachers who own their homes and are further down the pay scale were able to weather the most recent economic storm. Younger teachers who bought homes when prices were higher and interest rates were high, members who have young kids in daycare are still struggling, so that extra 1% from the COLA is meaningful to them. We need a plan to make sure Rialto prioritizes employee pay over the next few years to help ensure that the people who work here don't fall further behind. On a positive note, RA is proud to be working with the district on several initiatives. We are also co-sponsoring the Success Conference organized by Dr. Balagon. It will be held on July 16th and 17th. Most of the presenters are Rialto teachers, and we're hoping to get a couple of hundred attendees. For those members who are interested in giving up 2 days in the summer, they will be paid for attending. We also greatly appreciate Dr. D'Souza for helping to restart discussion about minimum days for our elementary teachers. We think we can create a win-win for the district and our members. The goal is to create time for professional development without impacting instruction or adding costs with substitutes, while empowering teachers to have more say in the way their time is used to benefit the instructional practices at their school sites. It is also our intention to start the school year visiting schools with Dr. D'Souza and Chris Cordasco from CSEA to discuss how to improve our ability to negotiate for benefits and protect our members' interests. We will visit schools together to provide a clear, united message about how and why we need to work together for our common goals. Finally, at the last meeting, REA President Mr. Brinker made comments about the budget that clearly hit a nerve with Board President Martinez. He asked me to thank you for sharing your perspective and encouraged you to keep questioning staff about the budget. Here are a couple of questions you should ask. 1, how much salary savings was there last year in 23-24? We all saw that numerous positions were vacant most of the year. How much was saved from classified vacancies, certificated vacancies, and management vacancies? 2, who overspent their budget last year? Did any department spend more than they were budgeted to spend? How much did they go over and why? Did any school sites overspend? Did any school site or department come in under budget? Which ones and why? That is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thank Mr. Brinker for me as well.
The next one is California School Employees
Yep, you're
Association.
right. Okay, Mr. Cordasco. It's one of those nights, my friend.
It's the heat, sir. It's the heat.
Right.
Good evening, Rialto Unified family. I'm Chris Cordasco, Chapter 203 President. Tonight, I just want to speak a little bit about some of the changes that are happening in our district with leadership. I want to commend our leadership here, Dr. D'Souza and his team, for having the courage to make these decisions. Oftentimes, it's hard to tell an employee it's just not working out, and we recognize that, right? But sometimes it's the right thing to do. There are a lot of leadership changes coming in this school year. CSEA is looking forward to those changes, and we see them as a positive move in making corrections to improve services to students as well as the working environments of our employees. I want to congratulate REA on finishing your contract. We're very close, right behind you, and can't wait to make those announcements to the board soon. And we are preparing for our CSEA conference coming up at the end of July. We have our delegates. I'll be getting that list to the district here shortly. Got some interesting resolutions. Looking forward to hopefully making some changes in Ed Code in coming years to improve funding for districts. So I hope to be able to come to you and report those wins soon. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, thank you. Is CSEA still going to Vegas?
Anaheim.
Is CSEA still going to Vegas?
As of right now, we're not. We have not been able. Our next conference is in San Jose.
Nice.
Vegas is getting overpriced. But we are in negotiations. We were scheduled to have a conference in Phoenix, of all places, in July.
Oh, God.
After reviewing the facilities, it was not big enough to host. Our average conferences range between 1,800 and 2,200 people between staff and members. So when you let out 2,200 people to go to lunch at once, you better have facilities to handle that.
Right.
And then this year, looking at our schedule, we're scheduled to be on the floor doing business until 10 p.m., at least 3 of the nights. So it's going to be an interesting year. And we're actually going to be making some changes to our budget and how it's created. So everyone's feeling the financial pinch. And believe me, we're watching too.
Thank you. Okay, let's see, comments from acting superintendent.
So we have Communications Workers of America.
Okay, Communication Workers of America. I knew I should have gone back to the book.
And good evening, everyone. And
Welcome.
I don't know if we've got dates for negotiations or not, but maybe we'll hear something after CSEA is done. Maybe they're trying to do one at a time. And that might be good, just in case, so they don't get mixed up about the different groups and things. So we're looking forward to meeting with the district about that and hoping everyone's having a good summer. And thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Rialto School Managers Association. Crickets. Okay. Comments from the acting superintendent.
So I'm going to keep my remarks brief. I do want to acknowledge June 22nd, the significant milestones at Bovard Auditorium at USC. It was just incredible to be there and see honoring at least, I think, 120 teachers who got their authorization for reading and literacy. We also had 2 additional districts there, Ontario Montclair and Culver City District there, and the importance of literacy not only in reading but also in mathematics, science, and in writing. And so I did like Michael Montano's remarks that we need to use some of those teachers at our high school and middle school too to help those kids who have problems with reading. I also want to thank our talented students from Eisenhower, Rialto High, and Morris. I mean, they dazzled the audience with their entertainment. It was really nice, and seeing the USC band too that put on a special show. And then the second part was our family literacy completion celebration. It was nice to see Miss Evelyn Dominguez there and Dr. Lewis, both who actually took classes and earned their certificate. And 100 parents actually participated in that. They sang along with the mariachi band, which was really nice to see that. And we do want to thank Dr. Rhea MacGyver-Gibbs, who oversaw these valuable programs and put a lot of effort in supporting them. Together, we continue to fight on for literacy and numeracy, ensuring a brighter future for our students. Lastly, I did attend the Education Leadership Summit today at Lake Arrowhead, put on by County Superintendent Mr. Ted Alejandre. And basically, it was really talking about key education initiatives and best practices. And again, our mariachi band from Rialto was there entertaining all our 26 superintendents in the county.
Yes, yes.
So I do want to thank Mr. Norberto Perez and all our safety and security personnel. All our summer schools have gone well, and we are hoping to see you guys on July 17th for the summer school graduation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. D'Souza. Okay, comments from members of the Board of Education. Ms. O'Kelly?
Well, this has been quite a week for me, so I don't have anything that I can share to add.
Got it. Ms. Dominguez, Clerk Dominguez.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm sorry. I had oral surgery today, so I'm kind of under the weather. But I do want to congratulate our teachers and our parents for the USC graduation. It is great to see how the congruency of parents and teachers are collaborating and being able to do what's best for our kids. As a child, that my mom would teach me at home, do it this way, and my mom and the teacher would teach me a different way. I was confused. So having that congruency between teachers and parents is an amazing feeling, and knowing that the kids are not going to get confused. I want to congratulate the Rialto Mariachi Band, as they did a wonderful job. We had parents in tears cantando to Vicente Fernandez and to very classical Hispanic heritage music. So that was a really good, amazing feeling to have feeling the emph of their spirit there. Also, our USC band never disappoints. Also, I wanted to congratulate Mr. Matthew Peters, as he is part of our communications team as he graduated, and as he sat in his seat with his sash, he was taking pictures from his seat. I was like, that's Rialto right there. So thank you, Mr. Peters, for all of your wonderful dedication and your beautiful pictures. As I've mentioned before, our communications team always takes the most organic and most beautiful pictures ever of our district. I do want to congratulate Newcastle United. Newcastle United plays with soccer team, plays at the Rialto Youth Soccer League, and they were recognized yesterday by Councilman Trujillo for winning the Cal South District 5 title for the spring season. These kids played 12 games over 3 days. I was one of the parents, and it was kind of hard getting them up and coming back and forth to the park, playing, and kind of being on call, saying, okay, if they won, we got to come back. If they didn't win, we got to stay home. So I wanted to congratulate the team: Bruce Dominguez, Emmy Garcia, Kimberly Garcia, Emmy Valdarde, Mi Alvarado, Logan Dominguez, Remy Jimenez, Xavier Razo, Alejandro Casellas, Josiah Campbell, Coach Ruben Jimenez, Adrian Casillas, and team mom Griselda Jimenez for all of their hard work in winning that title. At the end of the game, the kids were in tears, saying that they were just so happy that they won this title because they understood the importance of teamwork, and they understood the importance of coming together, as some of these kids are from our district and some of these kids are not from our district. So you saw the congruency from the neighboring districts. Some were from San Bernardino school district, some are from Colton Joint. So seeing these kids from neighboring districts playing together as one was also a great feeling, knowing that, even though it's just Rialto's the best, it was good to know that they were able to come together as a community for their surrounding districts. I also, like they say, you give a kid a platform and they'll take it, they'll run with it. I also wanted to congratulate Mr. George Morales for his recognitions from Andy Carrizales, Councilman Pro Temp Andy Carrizales. He's a musician in our Rialto school district, our Rialto community, that's always giving back to our community. He does want to work more with our district, so we'll start putting that more into motion. But he is always giving back to our community, so I'm very thankful that he was able to get recognized yesterday. That is pretty much all I have for tonight. Please stay hydrated. Nobody wants to get dehydrated in this heat. Thank you for your kind words, Mr. Montano. That's an excellent idea for the USC program. I really do think that would be a great way for, number one, spending funds, number two, putting those certificates to action, and a benefit to our children. So thank you. And contracts, they're almost over. Let's have a good year. Enjoy the summer, you get a nice tan, and let's get ready to rock and roll for next year.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I don't know about you, but I really like this format with moving all the comments to the end.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
If it's a long one, it may not be so, but right now we're at 8:14, and we've got one other thing. Item G, adjournment. The next regular meeting of the board.
Second.
Yeah, okay. Do I hear bang the drum? Yes, I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. Yeah. Okay, the next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on July 10th, 2024 at 7 p.m. right here at the Dr. John Casalunas Education Center, 182 East Walnut Avenue, here in Rialto. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office. Now, ladies,
Move
to approve.
Second.
okay, third,
Can't say it fast
all,
enough.
all at once, aye.
Aye.
Okay, the time is 8:15.